What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. In today's recap, Juan Soto, he is having himself a month for the ages, and not too long ago, people were really panic selling his baseball cards. This was the most expected breakout since Vladdy Jr. last year. Jacob deGrom is back to being a top 10 pitcher. Maybe that's not being fair. Is he top 5 again? He was flirting with a no-no yesterday. From one Jacob to another, Mr. Jacob Misiorowski. He is pitching like prime Jacob deGrom, but if Jacob deGrom was 6'7". Ever since Max Muncy got new glasses, he's been a brand new hitter. Wait until you hear his before and after stats. He went crazy again. Chisholm Jr., he got ejected yesterday, and after hitting a home run, he was showboating in front of the umpire who threw him out yesterday as he was rounding third, in the Angels, they might actually be making a push for October. So again, we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. We recap every baseball game almost every single day, so grow the game with me. Leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Also, thank you guys for always letting me pay the bills. Don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off all of your tickets, and if it doesn't work, just try a new email. And remember to download Underdog Fantasy with code Fuzzy, because if you don't do that, you're missing out on a bunch of free stuff. There's free pick'ems, there's bonus cash credits if you use my code, so use my code. Before we talk about anything, I do have an update on that fan that hurled out some horrible insults to Ketel Marte. He has been indefinitely banned from all MLB ballparks. Good job, Major League Baseball. All right, let's get into the games from yesterday. Jacob deGrom almost threw a no-hitter, and again, we have Skenes versus Misiorowski, but we have to start with Max Muncy. We're talking about Dodgers. Max Muncy, I gotta be specific because we have two of them now. He's been so red hot lately that even when he should be out, a baseball drops in for a 2-run single. That is a gift straight from the baseball gods, because there was a rain delay called 2 seconds later. It should have been called before he even swung at a pitch. When the game continued, Pages, he drove in Muncy, and check this out. Max Muncy mashed out a grand slam. He had 6 RBIs in this game, 3 days after having 7 RBIs in one game. And I went and I did the stat research for you guys. Before he started wearing glasses, he was hitting 180 with 0 home runs in 28 games. Since getting prescription glasses to help out with his astigmatism, he's batting .291 with 12 home runs and 47 RBIs in 48 games. He also cut the strikeouts in half, and he's walking more. Michael Conforto has been slumping all year, but he's really enjoying facing the real-life slump busters, the Colorado Rockies. He has back-to-back games with a home run. The Dodgers, they joined the Tigers as the only 2 teams in baseball with 50 wins. Yamamoto was sick, by the way. 5 innings, only 1 base hit with 6 strikeouts. He's down to a 2.6 ERA. He has 101 strikeouts in 89 innings. Who do you think is going to win the Cy Young in the NL? So it's safe to say that Yamamoto's 2.6 ERA is considered to be really good, right? Well, Jacob deGrom has a 2.07 ERA since 2018 over his last 800 or nearly 800 innings. We're going to get all of the offense out the way before we show DeGoat's bid at a no-no. Josh Young, he might finally be snapping out of it. He had a big 3 RBI day after a single and a 2-run home run. Seager and Simeon drove in a few as well, and Jonah Heim, he got it to go for his 8th of the year. Now it's time to turn our attention to Jacob. Look at that pitch. Jackson Holiday swung at a pitch that started as a strike and ended up 3 inches outside. Then he got Colton Cowser, Ryan O'Hearn, Gary Sanchez, Dylan Carlson. He went 6 perfect innings before it got ruined with a walk to start the 7th. He came back with 99 paint, then he popped up Gunnar and then got Gary to ground out for 7 no-hit innings. And Colton Cowser, you jerk, you big bully. deGrom was 6 outs away from a no-hitter. Still an insane start nonetheless. 7 scoreless innings with 7 strikeouts. He has a 2.08 ERA. He just turned 37. Is he a future Hall of Famer or not? Now we're going to go find the next Jacob deGrom, and I say that because not only does Jacob Misiorowski have the stuff to be deGrom-like, but he has very similar mechanics. Oh, and he also has the same name. This is Jacob's 3rd big league start. He's allowed 1 total hit his first 2, and we had a rare start where Paul Skenes might have not been the most talented pitcher on the field. Strikeout number 1 was 1-1 out the hand of Misiorowski. Then a devastating curveball ended the top of the first half. To the bottom of the first we go. Paul, he walked Sal, but for the 7th time since 2008, both starting pitchers threw a pitch 100+ miles an hour. So there are freaks everywhere in this game. I can't wait to have Hunter Green back. Skenes locked in. He struck out Yelich and Hoskins for a clean first inning as well, but the second wasn't as nice to Paul. Joey Ortiz had an RBI squibber. Eric Haas somehow only got 1 RBI on this double, but the runners had to hold because maybe the 6'7" O'Neal Cruz could have gotten there. I don't know. Caleb Durbin had to hold. Now he's scoring. Sal put it in play, and the Pirates defense, they kind of did the rest. Yelich, yeah, that's a 4 spot versus Paul Skenes. Yelich is on a 9-game hitting streak. He has 18 base hits over his last 9. Now, Misiorowski was on the bench for a while. No biggie, though. A 98 punch out, then a 92 mile per hour changeup. That curveball does not make sense either. It bends time and space. We might have to call this guy what's his name? Why am I blanking? Dr. Time? What is his Doctor Strange? I'm trying to think of the guy who controls time in the Avengers, Doctor Strange. So he also has a 95 mile per hour slider that he can paint on the inside edge. He goes 5 innings with 8 strikeouts, only 2 base hits. Trevor McGill, he ends it with his 18 saves. So Jacob Misiorowski now has more wins than runs allowed. He's 3-0 with 2 earned runs. Is this the best start to a career by a rookie ever? And just for fun, I'm going to show the A's game because we're probably never, ever going to see this stat come up ever again. For the first time, I believe in MLB history, 3 guys named Jacob through shutouts. So Jacob Lopez, the starter for the A's, he got all the help that he needed from baseball's Incredible Hulk. And I'm not talking about Avengers Marvel Hulk. I'm talking about Sony Hulk when he was destroying everything. First name Nick, last name Kurtz went 440 to dead central for a 3-run tank. That's his 11th home run, but 10 of them have come in his last 19 games where he's batting .306 with 22 RBIs. Jacob Lopez tapped out Riley for 6 shutout. And I thought maybe this is where it was going to end because Wenzel tripled. He's got a 180 OPS plus his first 24 games, by the way. But Jacob struck out Zach McKinstry, and after a meeting on the mound, they wanted to talk about how they were going to approach Dylan Dingler. Whatever they talked about, it worked. That's 7 scoreless with 6 strikeouts for the 27-year-old, who, by the way, Jacob Lopez has allowed 1 earned run total his last 4 starts. Mason Miller, he was disgusting. 2 strikeouts in the 9th. He ended it with 103, but that's how locked in Wenzel Perez is. Yeah, he's out, but he's still making contact on 103. That's 15 saves for Mason Miller. The Tigers, they just got shut out. Juan Soto had a historic game, but we're going to talk about that right after this Jays and Guardians game super quick. So J-Ram, he's already driving in runs, and wait until you see his second RBI base hit. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., that is a placata. He has 11 home runs, 40 RBIs, and a just crazy good 390 on base. Now the Guardians, they did get bailed because it was a 3-2 count versus Nolan Jones. He probably was going to strike out, I don't know, but he was awarded a walk after a pitch clock violation. That set up this 2-run gap rocket splitter thing from Gabriel Arias. He has some of the quickest hands and best oppo power of any infielder in baseball. Gavin Williams, man, he was so close to going 6 innings, but Springer, he secured back-to-back games with multiple RBIs. A 2-run flare ties it, and Ernie Clement put the Jays up by 1 on a sac fly. Not even Lane Thomas's bazooka could get it to home plate in time. No, whoa, Lane, this is like the gates of heaven opening for Guardians fans. Lane Thomas hasn't been very good against righties in his career. He has 2 home runs the last 24 hours, both versus a righty. An hour later, I'm just going to skip to it. J-Ram, he won it with the second base hit. He has 902 RBIs for his career. His final career stats are going to be absolutely laughable in 4, 5, 6 years. The Guardians are 40-38. The Jays are 42-37. We've already shown 2 shutouts, and it's crazy to admit that we have 5 more coming up in this recap. But like I said in the intro, Juan Soto, he made some history, so I want to talk about it. We have 2 homers from guys not named Juan Soto. Marcell Ozuna cracked out. No, he did not. Jeff McNeil takes it back. This is a real home run that actually did leave. I'm not baiting you guys. Ronnie Mauricio has a chance to be really, really good. He has 3 home runs the last 2 weeks. Drake Baldwin, this is one of the better rookie catching seasons I've seen in quite some time. The rookie just went 433 feet to Jupiter. He has 9 home runs. Juan Soto, he answered with a moonshot of his own. And I'm just going to skip to a second because everything else was kind of boring. Juan Soto just passed Jimmie Foxx, and Jimmie Foxx is a Pantheon baseball player, one of the greatest hitters of all time. He just beat Jimmie Foxx's record for the most multi-home run games by a 27-year-old. He has 27 already. Wait, and I forgot to mention that Juan's not even 27 years old yet. He's still 26. So the record is most before turning 27. I think that's the right way to say it, right? I don't know. Either way, he's got 19 this year, 11 of them since the final day of May. He's having one of the best Junes of his entire career, really just months of his entire career. The Mets avoid going 0-6 versus the Braves this year. They're trying to get to that 50-win plateau that they should have been at already, but hey, they're trying. The Angels, they're really doing it, man. Or at least I think they might be doing it. Their offense is turning into a real and legitimate threat, which is kind of cool to watch, not going to lie. They overcame Trevor Story's 2-run ripper. That was a 6 swing, by the way, 97 inside, and Trevor got his barrel on the ball. He has 18 RBIs this month. Joe Adell has 10 home runs this month. He's batting .291 with the 1. OPS his last 25 games. He has 17 home runs and 49 RBIs on the season. And now we have back-to-back home runs. But check out Sadon. He nearly went bigs too. Legendary catch. He's scaling the wall. So Darno, he does make it back-to-back home runs. Later in the game, Joe and Darno added to their already big afternoons with a few more RBI singles. And now Trouty is getting in on the action. He has a 440 on base. His last 24 games, he's been an on-base guy. He's just taking walk after walk after walk. Nice little insurance run for Ryan Zephyr John, who got the 6-out save after Yusei went 7 with Wait, what? 12? Hang on. So Boston got swept. The Halos are back to 500, and Yusei had 12 strikeouts. He's down to a sub 2.8 ERA. The Angels, the last 15 days, are top 5 in OPS as an offense and ERA as a pitching staff. Can they keep this up? Because in the blink of an eye, they're now 2.5 games back of a playoff spot. Remember what I said yesterday? The Rays are only a game back of the Yankees. Tampa won again. Yandy's up to a 15-game hit streak. I just wanted to show that. The runs didn't happen until the second when Josh Lowe moved Morel to third base, and Jose Caballero, he went full 1940s baseball on Kansas City. The dude moves. He's got 29 stolen bases, which leads baseball. When you're that fast and you don't have a lot of pop, you better have bunting in your tool belt. We know bunting is in Chandler Simpson's tool belt, and I love Bobby, but that is 100% the wrong idea. It should have been thrown to third. You're never, ever beating Simpson on that play. Again, that wrong move allowed Lowe to get to third base. He scores on a wild pitch. Danny Jansen's sack bunt made it a 3 spot, and Drew Rasmussen in the bullpen didn't really need any extra help. Drew's down to a 2.45 ERA after going 5 scoreless with 5 strikeouts, but because he's coming back from internal brace surgery, he has a pitch count, so he left after 62 pitches. Walker struck out 9, but those 3 runs cost them. The Royals offense got put in a blender. Pete Fairbanks has 14 saves, and for the first time in 2 years, the Rays are 10 games over 500. There will be riots in the streets if the Yankees lose this game and they lose sole possession of first place. Okay, cool. 1-0. Nice. Trent singled in Jason, and Jazz knocked himself in. That is some payback. Payback against who? Well, the home plate umpire from yesterday who ejected him is now playing third. He hit his little left-right celebration in front of that guy, and you could tell the umpire was really making sure Jazz stepped on third base just to be petty. That's 11 home runs. By the way, that baseball went 430 feet. This game was pretty easy after that, I'm not going to lie, although Ben Rice, he almost botched a sac fly. He left too early. He had to go back, and I guess Ellie must have thought that Ben would have been safe by a mile. He took an extra second, and of course, he saved. Aaron Judge is back to driving in runs. That's his 19th double, so he has 49 extra base hits already. He's still leading in WAR, runs scored, hits, batting average, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS plus. Do we think that he can make a little comeback and get the triple crown? Same thing with Max Fried, although I will say on the pitching side of things, the strikeouts will be tough because Garrett Crochet and Skubal might strike out 300, but Fried, he's down to a league best 1.92 ERA, and I think he just became the first of 10 wins. He goes 7 innings with 7 strikeouts. Austin Wells, their catcher, picks up his 45th RBI. The Yankees are 46-34. They do in fact stay 1 game up on the Rays. Now, I won't lie, I guess I got that Max Fried ERA stat wrong. Hunter Brown is leading with a 1.88 ERA, my bad, but Brownie's going today. We'll see if that changes. Staying with the Astros, though, Pena, he doubled and then came around to score after Trey Turner, who's actually been really good defensively, like world better this year. I didn't even know that he had a 6 outs above average this year. He missed that one, which really stings. Rookie Colton Gordon, he was pumped up after going 5 scoreless with a few strikeouts against the Phillies. I love to see a guy get animated after carving. Wheeler, he was carving as well, but like Ranger Suarez, man, the Astros are going to hand the Phillies back-to-back tough losses. Wait a minute, Trey, he singled in the 8th inning. Marsh, he's around a third. Schwarber, what in the world just happened? Christian Walker fielded it. He looked Brandon Marsh back to third. Schwarber is safe, though. Now, Alec Boehm's coming with... Oh, dude. This is like a straight-up LOL. What are you doing? Same with Nick Castellanos. Why are we chasing baseballs 18 feet off the dish? Those are pathetic bats, in my opinion. Victor Caratini got Josh Hader an extra cherry on top, but Josh didn't need it. He's 21 for 21 in saves now. The Phillies, they've been shut out in back-to-back games. The Astros are 47-33. We have 3 more shutouts, so let's get them all out the way one after another. Nick Pivetta was nasty. 2 strikeouts in the first, and then he got a lead that the Padres refused to let go of. Luis Arraez's RBI single was the game's only run. Mackenzie Gore joins Zach Wheeler and Ranger Suarez as a guy who, let's face it, he's shredded, but he's going to get the L. He made a few nifty plays. All 3 outs in the 6th inning were courtesy of him. That'll boost your Gold Glove chances. Gore is now 3-8. I repeat, 3 wins, 8 losses, despite a 3.09 ERA and an NL best 11.7 strikeouts per 9. He takes the L mostly because Nick Pivetta was a maniac. He had 10 strikeouts. He goes 7 scoreless with just 3 base hits, and those were the only base hits. The bullpen locked in. They allowed 0 base hits. Morahone, I think that's how you say, Adrian Morahone, he has 2 saves. He has new life as a brand new reliever. He wasn't very good as a starter. The Padres are 44-36. I think that's the first time they've beaten the Nationals in the last 2 years. Joe Ryan's win-loss record actually makes a lot of sense. He's now 8-3 after shutting out Cal Raleigh and the Mariners. His 4 pitches were working working. He tunnels with the best of them. He struck out Cal 3 times. The first 2 were looking. The third one, obviously, a swinging strikeout. Then a double play got Joe through 6 scoreless. He had 8 strikeouts. George Kirby, man, another starter who got 0 runs of support. A Buxton single started it. And after he got to second, Willie Castro, he basically ended the game. Cody Clemens, just for fun, he waited back and this was a nice swing. He took the breaking pitch the other way. He has 9 home runs and near 130 OPS plus as a Twin. Again, though, the pen did not need it. Duran, he makes it back-to-back games where the bullpen did not allow a single base hit. That's his first save in 2 weeks. He has 11. The Cubs, they got their payback after getting spanked the game prior. Ian Happ, he's going to go down, easily go down as one of the best Hall of very good players we've ever seen. It's a 3 RBI game, and it all started with his 12th home run. Michael Busch, he split the right center gap for a second run, and Reese, he doubled the lead. Reese McGuire has spanked 3 home runs the last 3 weeks. Man, he must be feeling jacked up right now. Sorry. Kyle Tucker tucked in Eric Fetty and said, night-night, I'm going to go yard now. Just kidding. Eric Fetty stayed in and got torched even more. By the way, that was Kyle's 16th home run. Ian Happ is up to 41 RBIs. He's an automatic 120 OPS plus with Gold Glove defense every single season. By the way, he's 1 double away from 200. Matthew Boyd's renaissance has been so fun to watch. Last year with the Guardians, this year with the Cubs, he goes 6 more scoreless thanks to a few strikeouts and Matt Shaw's wizardry over at third base. That was unreal. He gave Nolan Arenado a taste of his own medicine. Nico Horner showed why he has 7 outs above average already. He snags it. He might win his 2nd Gold Glove. I think that he's going to. The Cubs, they're 14 games over 500. The Cardinals, they're still pretty good at 7 games over 500. This Marlins and Giants game featured one of the fastest outfield assists of the entire year, and it saved the game. It was a fun little back and forth. Mike Yastrzemski, he kickstarted the scoring. He yanked out his 7th. I still can't believe he's 34 years old. Logan Webb, he wasn't his best self. He gave up 2 on an Otto Lopez gapper. He's out trying for 3 bases. The rookie for the Giants, Christian Koss, he did end up tying it, so no chance at a W for Edward Cabrera, and Logan Webb is now off the hook. Another 2-run knock for Miami. Heriberto, I think that's how you say it. Heriberto Hernandez with a 2-run base hit up the gut, only to have the Giants get right back into it. I thought that Willie Adames had a walk-off grand slam. It's 4-3 on the long sac fly. It's 4-4 on the Patrick Bailey single. Why are they sending the runner? Kyle Stowers has a cannon. They got him. A 97.3 mile per hour seed saves the game. And the 2 guys we talked about before, Otto Lopez and Heriberto, they clutched up for the Marlins again. By the way, Otto Lopez is batting .350 his last 12 games, and he's one of the best defenders in baseball. He's a former Giant, by the way. He was DFA'd right before 2024 started. Heriberto secures a 4 RBI game. He's got really nice bat speed, and he's batting .340 with 3 defensive run saves his first month in Major League Baseball. The Marlins, they take it. They're 33-45. The Giants are 44-36. We have another kind of bad team beating up a pretty good team, or at least Arizona is pretty good, but they're facing a lot of injuries, so maybe they're not anymore. I don't know. Josh Naylor is thankfully A-okay after tweaking his shoulder. That's a 2-run home run. He's casually on pace for almost 190 base hits, 110 RBIs, and 21 stolen bases as a first baseman. Benny Biceps, he went yard as I was glazing Josh Naylor, but, Naylor's about to be a free agent. He's earning himself a fat bag. I gotta talk about it. Benintendi has 9 home runs. The rookie Kyle Teal tied it with a pretty swing. That was... Look at that pitch. Gallen dotted it, and this is the big leagues. You can dot it, you can have perfect base hits, but they're not always going to go your way. Lenyn Sosa is leaning on this pitch. Good Lord. The sound off the bat, I wish I could play it. It was crazy. Zach Gallen, who I honestly think is one of the better pitchers in baseball, almost has a 6 ERA. He's allowed the most earned runs and walks, and on top of that, the worst trio, he has the lowest strikeouts per 9 of his career, so he's just not himself. Lenyn Sosa caught up to triple digits. That's his 3rd RBI. He has really quick hands, and did he hit 2? He did hit 2. He's batting .315 with 12 extra base hits and an .850 OPS plus since mid-May. Of course, Lenyn ends it. The White Sox bury the Snakes. They're 26-55, but I do want to give a tip of the cap to Sean Burke. He goes 5 innings with those 2 unearned runs with 7 strikeouts. I'm going to show his 7 because it was a masterclass in tunneling. Tunneling, to put it simply, is just making different pitches look like they're at the same level. So the curveball, he likes to start it up and then it drops. The fastball then gets thrown right where the curveball peaks, but it doesn't drop. It just makes hitting and guessing a nightmare. If he can get that slider to be a little bit more consistent, the White Sox with Shane Davis and maybe Jonathan Cannon keeps on improving and they get back Drew Thorpe from injury. I'm forgetting someone. Davis Martin. Did I combine a few names? You have Sean Burke, Jonathan Cannon, Davis Martin, and then Shane Smith. Yeah, I combined a few names. My bad. Anyways, that does it for today's recap. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, do me a couple more favors. Leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save $20 off all your tickets. And remember, download Underdog with code Fuzzy. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy the web gems.
Well, you've got a couple. You've got a lot of nerve. Marcus Semien to shallow center. Whoa!
Looking around, he goes, I think I better catch it.
To the series combined. Ground ball. Backhanded by De La Cruz. Fired to first. Nice play.
You're a major leaguer.
Ferguson on the run.
Whoa!
Grab, what a catch.
Larry Walker.
He can hit like Larry, I can promise you that.
Sosa on the move. McCann the throw. Shortstop side of the bag, and they still got him.
Straightaway center field. Michael Harris at the wall. This one he's got in the 8th inning. Jumping up at the wall. Yeah, he took that one away.
Here's the pitch. Keith puts a swing on the high ball to Denzel Clark, and Denzel will lay out for that one. A catch from this.
Off the right field line, and Caglione making play.
The highly caffeinated batting stance. Oh, between the legs.